I'm actually splitting my Discog dive into two. So
Okay.
2 weeks you'll get the other half of it. But this week I am going to do Frank Ocean's 2 albums. Not Thinking About You. That's the lead single off it. Channel Orange and Blonde. I'm going to do both of them. Let me find them first.
So what's the other half going to be in 2 weeks' time?
The next one is going to be Nostalgia Ultra. Is it called Endless? Oh my god, I can't even remember what that album's called. Yeah, Endless. Yeah, it was. I second guessed myself there. Endless, and then I'm going to do the singles because he has a lot of singles that never made it onto anything. So I'm going to do that. So I'm going to start with Channel Orange here. So these are the 2 that you can actually get on streaming. Endless and Nostalgia Ultra aren't on streaming. So that's why I thought I'd do these first. If you want to listen to them, then you can, and then I'll move into next week. So obviously Channel Orange is iconically known for Thinking About You. One of Frank's best songs in my opinion. But this album is packed with great songs. Sierra Leone, Super Rich Kids, which has our Sweatshirt, Pink Matter, which has Andre 3K, Forrest Gump, which is one of my favorites, Bad Religion, and the other one, Lost, Pyramids, really fantastic album. And the concept of this album is that Frank's just sort of flicking through his life, flicking through the TV. Like one song, no, don't like it, move on to the next. And he actually has, like, at the end of songs, he has like a TV playing in the background, and then you can hear him change the channel because it goes shh, and then it goes to the next
cool.
song. Really cool. And this introduced me to Frank. I didn't actually listen to Nostalgia Ultra first. And I think one of my friends sort of put me onto it back in the day, and I really enjoyed just Thinking About You because, like, I think inherently everyone likes a catchy song that's not rap.
Yeah.
Like, I think pop music is popular for a reason.
It's short for pop.
Exactly. Exactly. So I think that, like, even though it's not, like, I think the hardest hip hop head could hear a catchy song by anyone and be like, I really like that song.
Yeah.
Like, my favorite song of the year, this so far, so at the moment it will be ranked number 1 come end of the year when we do our list, is not even really a rap song. It's more of a pop, sort of like a slower rap song, really.
What is it?
It is Location by Dave and Burna Boy.
I think maybe I can leave.
No. Oh, yeah. No, I came out like 3 years ago or something, didn't it? 2 years ago, something like that.
Still be the song of the year.
Yeah, well, you're not wrong. Yeah, Frank really tells his story on here. I'm just going to touch on a few songs. Obviously, Think About You, he's talking about someone that he's willing to lie to get. Like on here, he says, I got a beach house out in Idaho. There is no beaches in Idaho. A tornado flew through his room, which is sort of like a metaphor. It's very messy in there.
But that could also happen.
It could happen. I mean, you're not wrong. It could happen. And yeah, he's sort of talking, and I really like right at the end when it's sort of the pitch changes and you sort of hear a different side of him. And there's a really good analysis. If anyone knows the Dissect podcast on Spotify, I definitely implore you to go check it out. So it's this guy, really good analysis. He's a really good analyst, of songs. So he broke down Tyler, the Creator's Flower Boy, My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy by Kanye West. So they're like 50-minute episodes, and there's like each song. So he does 50 minutes on each song.
Jeez.
So he breaks it down. He has like the non-vocal, so he just has the beat. So he breaks down the beat, breaks down the lyrics. Really good. He did Kendrick Lamar. He did Miss Lauryn Hill. He did Blonde by Frank Ocean, and as a teaser to Blonde, he did 5 songs from Channel Orange. So really good, and he broke down Thinking About You. And right at the end, something that I learned is right at the end he says, "And I'm lying now," like I'm lying down. But the way he says it, it sounds like he's saying I'm lying now.
Yeah.
And throughout the whole song, he has been lying. So I think it's like a really cool play on words that he spotted.
That's pretty cool. If it's 50 minutes per song,
Yeah.
imagine how long the one's going to be for Gummo.
Gummo, yeah. Like
It'll be like 4 hours.
Yeah, he really breaks it down, and it's really interesting. I definitely recommend everyone go check out one episode. He's done collabs with Fantano. He's done he did a collab with someone else. I can't remember right now. But yeah, he talks about really cool stuff. Super rich kids, talking about rich kids not having as much freedom in the world. That people don't really care about rich kids. He says, do they sew wings on tailored suits? Sort of like, can a rich kid get into heaven, basically? Yeah. Because he doesn't feel like he can. Pyramids is like a 9-minute track. It's sort of like a two-parter, talking about a woman that works at the pyramid as a stripper / prostitute. And Forrest Gump, what an absolute track. He's talking about a man that he loves. And I don't really know why it's called Forrest Gump. Wait, let me think of the song. Yeah, I don't really know.
He's running away?
Oh, it could be. He's running away, yeah. There you go. Need to get...
I was running.
I forget what the guy's name is that does it. Yeah.
Tom Hanks?
No, not that. And then Lost is a really upbeat song, one of my favourite of the album. If you haven't heard that song, definitely check it out. I'm going to play a little bit of it right now.
I love that. It's such like a memeable song as well.
Yeah. One thing that Frank does really well is match his
Matches what?
Match his beat.
Yeah.
He's really good at that, and he makes very vibe music, and that's something that's really important to his fan base. I think if Frank sold out and went a different direction, I think you could see a massive drop off. And we haven't heard from him in 3 years now, almost coming up to 3 years. But he was away for 4 years the last time, so maybe we'll get one next year sometime. And then I don't know what more to say about Blonde. My favorite album of all time, tied with My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. It's a phenomenal album. It is a perfect example of how to evoke emotion through pitch change, through manipulation, and just through pure talent. He changes his voice on multiple tracks to sound younger and older because he wrote some of these songs when he was 20, 18, and now obviously he sounds different, and he's singing from a perspective of a younger person. So he actually pitches his voice up to sound younger. And this is where we really see Frank take a step forward again into becoming a cult icon, I think. This album, for me, really solidified him as one of the greatest in the game that we have right now. Nike's the opening track. I watched that like at least 90 times because it came out like an hour before not 90. It came out like 2 hours before the actual album. Like he just teased the first song. And I listened to that so many times. And then Nights has one of the most iconic beat switches of all time. Like it's just, and what's crazy is that he's sort of talking about the duality of life throughout this whole album. And because it's called Blonde and Blonde, so that was actually, because you can spell blonde 2 ways, he's sort of talking about the duality of life, and the beat switch perfectly separated the album in half.
Okay.
The beat switch was right on the midway point of the album, obviously planned. And yeah, really fantastic album. White Ferrari, Frittata Free, Solo, which is one of my favorites on the first couple of listens through, Pink and White, Ivy, really great album. On this again, really moved forward in beat selection and picking the right sort of stuff for his music, and he definitely sucked everyone back in. Everyone was like, oh, I hate Frank Ocean, he hasn't released in 4 years. He drops this, and just like that, his fans come crawling back. Definitely my favorite album of all time. Tired, obviously. But yeah, that's basically my review done. I'll do a bit more of an analytic review next week. I thought I'll just share my feelings this week on these two. And yeah, next week, Nostalgia Ultra, Endless, and Singles, I will do a bit more of a deeper dive.
No, not next week. 2 weeks time.
2 weeks time.
Yeah.
Do you know who you're going to do next week?
I don't actually.
Okay, well, we'll figure
Usually I
that
decide
out.
when I'm doing it.
All right.